Welcome to another mICast with minusInfinite. We are having a game of Terran versus Protoss, or TvT, with the Protoss player from CGAC Bones, and in the bottom of bottom right hand corner of this map, which I can't pronounce the name. It's one that starts with B. From my memory. I'll eventually learn all the map names so I can become better. And then we have AoyamaNanami, I'm pretty sure. Both starting out, so TVP, I particularly myself don't like, much because I am a very, very bad player, and I tend to freak out when I go against a Terran. Marine, Marauder, Medevac, and mine is terrible to play against, and it's very, very scary. Those damn pesky mines are annoying to deal with if you can't really kind of micro too well at all, or if you get microed, you get basically back within it. But as far as I can tell from the replay, this is a pretty high-level game, so we should get some stuff on the way here. Going over the map, we basically have the kind of interesting to secure natural expansion there. You've got kind of your choke point up here as usual, kind of walling off here, kind of preventing kind of early scouting if possible and everything like that, kind of a thing to do as Terran. Protoss in Terran, a lot of them don't actually wall up for particular reasons, that it's not, you kind of haven't really got too much to try and avoid them from scouting at all, because scans and so forth kind of really doesn't happen there. Bones is going to get a scout into the base of I'm just going to go with Naomi. Naomi's going to be fine. We'll go with that as terms of the name. We're going to use the player going into the orbital commands. For the Protoss player, we have the standard build of gas first to gateway, then cybernetics core, standard kind of startup there. We don't see a second gas yet, so likely just going to be starting off with standard level of play, nothing high tech too quickly. But we will see as that turns out fairly shortly. Command center going down at the natural for Naomi, going in for a slightly greedier build than what is there. If we see another command center, we'll definitely know that. But out comes a Reaper for scouting purposes. Should be pretty fast, just basically complete jumping over all cliffs to try and get there. Probe coming out here, likely going to be just scouting around for extra proxies and so forth. Terran knowing for dropping proxy barracks and factories around the place all the time. Reaper Scout coming in, we'll see the Zealot, Zealot will see the Reaper Scout, and we'll see the timing of that expansion, which is interesting information to know. I don't yet believe that Bones has actually seen the... No, he hasn't. We'll go back to... Cool, I can do that. Yeah. Learning all the time. So we're seeing the natural expansion go up for both players. We'll switch it to the Productions tab. And as we can see there, the command center is a little bit behind for Bones. It doesn't too much matter at this stage of the game for PvP. We have weapons level 1 upgrade coming up for Naomi. Very, very standard timing for that one. Will kind of put the Protoss player at a disadvantage for that particular match. Probe gets taken out by the Reaper. Kind of a nice pickup there. Stops any kind of future scouting for the time being. Taking out the bricks that are on the ground, preventing a pylon from going down there if necessary. Kind of opens it up a bit. Another ship out now, defending the ramp there, just in case anything tries to kind of climb up the wall and climb up that ramp. Given it's got the expansion down, you probably would want to protect that. Reaper coming through again, rescanning that expansion, making sure it is down. Stalker was going to try and make a quick work of that. And we have a bunker at the front for Naomi. Seems that both players are on the defensive, so this should be a pretty standard long-ish type game. Robotics facility coming down, another gateway, another 2 gateways for Bones there. We have the barracks with Tech Lab, researching Stimpack, which seems to be a standard go-to. Marine with the barracks reactor on there. Got a pretty good saturation on both, or on the main command center inside there, and working on the second one. Coming up. Salvage the bunker for no kind of rush timing or anything like that in sight, so that seems to be fine. Reaper on the watchtower should have some pretty good vision of what's going to come in, if anything. There, Stalker, although there's going to be conversation here, Reaper's likely to be taking out or not. He does run away, and that watchtower changes hands. Third gas coming up now for Naomi, and we are going into... Oh, there's a... likely for mines, we have a factory coming down. It could probably switch places with the barracks, and we have the starport, so infrastructure coming up fairly decently for the Terran player with lots of upgrades. We have armor level 1 now coming for that. The forge now starting for the Protoss player at the back here, double forge, to kind of get those upgrades up and quickly as possible to kind of match the Terran. Pretty small armies considering from the Protoss player. We aren't going into kind of a high level production at this stage. Small force of Marines coming out for Naomi with a Mirror backup. No medvacs in sight yet, so this will probably... shouldn't cause too much of a problem, but we don't have a lot. That's probably the only bigger thing here, is with that there's just nothing there. More warpins coming up, there are probably more zealots coming in, but that is a rather large force for Solid, and the photon overcharge should push that away for the time being. Now, unless he just waits for that to time out. How much energy does that mothership core have? Probably got enough for another one, yes it does. Observer going out. Scan goes down to pick off the other observer watching the army. Nice pickup there. What are we moving into? We're probably going to see armories coming up, weapon upgrades most likely. We've got medvacs coming, marauder training. And the factory seems like all it was used for was to get the reactor timing. Upgrades now, moving into Colossus tech for the Protoss. Does he have... he's working on Thermalast now. More panels going down. Templar, Twilight Council, likely for the Templar tech. Hula-sided Phoenix for scouting, but can throw off some players depending on what it is. Now that this force has the Medivac support, this is probably going to be it. Given that force is rather large and the Protoss force doesn't really have much to it other than the overcharge there. Takes out a Marine or two. But should be able to beat his way this expansion down. Keeping up with the micro, out comes Colossus. Colossus yet doesn't have Thermal Lance yet, so this is going to be quite short on the actual range there, and it will probably get taken out before it gets to do enough damage, but there has been quite significant numbers lost from the Terran side of the exchange there. Medvac not able to pick up any of those survivors, and the Protoss hold that off for now. Although losing a pylon and its own structural units, but heavy damage did get caused and the Colossus did survive. Third base coming up for the Terran player, turning that also into an orbital. That's probably getting a little bit greedy, but it's not out in the open, so it should be fine for the moment. We don't see any mines coming out or anything like that additioning yet. We do have the Templar archives coming up, so we'll have Storm momentarily working on Zealot legs and getting 2-2 to armor and to attack on those ground units. Colossus' numbers are now up to 2 Colossi. We have Viking production now starting from our Terran player to deal with that, and it should be coming across quite nicely. This base is getting up and running as quick as it can. Another attack force coming in. Look at burning away. Now that the Colossus do have the Thermal Lance, they should be pretty much pushed out until Viking numbers get up to substantial numbers. Air level, Terran ship weapons level 1 is coming up as well to help out with that support there. And the Marines themselves, so the grain levels are up to 2-1, and Protoss players' upgrades are up to 1-1. So a little bit behind on the weapons upgrades there, and I've got Skype messages coming up and up the Woozer. There we go, another one there. Ah, goodness me. a little busy right this moment. I'll deal with that in a sec. We do have a potential, proxy pylon was taken out there by the roaming forces. Not watching, being distracted by people on Skype. I'll make sure to pay attention to that in future. Rather robust or zealot heavy forces coming here with the mothership support. This likely isn't going to do much now that we've got the... yeah, probably looking to have at least more Stalker support. We do have Templar coming up as well. The Storm should be able to deal with the distance damage as well as keeping those forces at the back there. It's actually working a lot more than I expected. Forward pylon coming up, and that should actually make the walk distance quite easier, and it looks like the Terrans on the back foot, dealing with bunkers on the front there. With just Marines in the front, I don't think that's kind of the best option. You probably want to put a Marauder in there just to see what you can do. SCVs coming off the line to see if they can repair or help fortify this position to hold off the coming and incoming attack. But this should be some little something. Zealot there, out scouting on the attack move to see what he can find. Just kind of posturing. There's a bit of forward hits here. We're probably going to see an attack here shortly. Yeah, 2 Marauders in that bunker. That Zealot should be taken out, but he's done his job of scouting in that particular area. And here comes the push from the Protoss. This should probably be enough to kind of push this towards a bit, unless he kind of loses the Colossus he's got here. He's likely going to lose this one, but I'm pretty sure he's done enough damage to the actual forces to be able to secure at least, or to pick off at least one of these bases. And then there's the GG. That is game. Naomi falling 2 bones. So that will be it. For this game, this is minusInfinite, signing out from another cast. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for another one next time.